Hi, everybody. Hope you're well. Rabbi Starr here. Um, so Purim, as someone once said, he remembered when he was a child and he would have the Purim Suda, the Purim meal, to celebrate the holiday with his Baba, with his grandmother. And she would say, I smell Pesach, because Pesach is exactly 1 month to the day after Purim. So here we are in this interregnum, this period between Purim and Pesach, as we look forward to, um, in effect, the start of a new year, right? The Feast of Freedom. History begins again, time begins again. And the Torah reading, of course, feels like it's very much in the middle because it's literally in the middle of the Torah. We're in the book of Leviticus, the third of the 5 books. And we're closer to the beginning of Leviticus than to the end, but in Parshat Tzav, we're continuing to hear about um, the different kinds of sacrifices, and of course, there's a whole list of them. Some of which are given all to God, some of which are given some to the priests, and some to be just left on the altar, some of which are shared between the priests and the people who are bringing them. And then there's the Korban Todah, the Thanksgiving offering. And what's interesting about that is that the Thanksgiving offering, we are told explicitly, no leftovers. You got to eat it on that day. Um, but so what is so the obvious question is, why why the difference? Why this notion that says you've got to eat it all? You can eat it, but you've got to eat it all. So one famous comment is by Don Yitzchak Abravanel, a great Sephardic rabbi of the 15th and 16th century, who said, well, gratitude is really gratitude is meant to be kind of immediate, but it's also meant to demonstrate to others, your family, friends, and the community, what it really means to be grateful to God for your bounty. My friend and colleague and teacher Shai Held expands that, and he says that it's really in the nature of gratitude that it's got to be outward looking. It's not just a kind of a private sense of gladness, but it's got to be social. It's got to be ethical. It's got to be something that's shared. And I think that Rabbi Held is exactly right about this, that we see this in all these different places in Jewish life, including in the Seder that we're going to celebrate, Halach Ma'anya. We should be opening up our tables, our homes to people who are less fortunate. We should not be just be mindful of them. But what it really means to celebrate is to see yourself as a kind of a vessel, as a kind of a channel where it's gratitude is really, in the most profound sense, is deeply inclusive. The act of appreciating one's blessing involves intrinsically giving back, giving forward. Um, it's social in that way. So I think it's a great way of thinking about what it means to, in effect, have public feelings as opposed to just private ones. Private ones, we tend to, by definition, think, well, those are things that are intimate, that we're gonna just share them with the people with whom we're closest, our family, our friends. These are private, behind closed doors kinds of events. Um, but I think Jews, of course, are very bad at boundaries. And I think we are public people in the sense that community peoplehood means so much to us. And I think this notion of a Korban Todah, Thanksgiving offering as a way of reminding us that this is really what we're going to be celebrating at the Seder, which was not just that we experienced private freedom, private liberation, but we did this as an entire community. And I think that was teaching us that, we don't have the luxury of thinking that our private lives are somehow just dependent upon the private energy that we have, that the public enables us to experience joy, and in turn, we are a part of that public all the time. And we should always be mindful of trying to give back, because that's what true joy and gratitude is really all about. So again, I wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and hope to see you soon. Take good care.